Hi everyone, welcome to Heather's house. I'm Heather, and today we're going to be making a great southern favorite. We're going to learn how to make collard greens. I can honestly say I make some of the best collard greens that you will ever eat, and I'm asked to make them a lot. And actually, I am due to make some for a special event tomorrow, so I figured I would record it and show you how it's done. These are collards. If you buy them at the farmer's market or if you buy them at the grocery store, this is what they'll look like. They're very long, leafy greens. And they normally have a rubber band. This is a bundle of collard greens. So we're going to make these, and I got kind of a thing set up so you can see the stages of how to do this to save some time. So we're going to walk over here and put these down. First thing you want to do is you want to cut the rubber band off and separate them out. And you want to put them in some ice cold water. And when I do mean ice cold, you put some ice in there. And this is very important because they come from the ground and they can be sandy. So the ice water will help the sand go down to the bottom of the sink, and so it'll pull a lot of the dirt off for you. Just like that, and that's what actually one looks like. And it's got a long stem on it, as you see. You're going to let this sit in here. If you let it sit in here for about 15 minutes, and it kind of rub around and stuff. And then as you take them out of here, just keep rinsing them off and rub the leaves. And get all the sand off of them. And then you can put them on the other side of the sink to where you're going to have these. Now I've already taken and cutting off the bottom part of the stem. Like this right here, you would just probably cut it off right there and just get rid of it, because that part of the stem is going to be tough and it's not going to taste that great. So you go ahead and get rid of that, which is going to end you up with these leaves right here. And if you take them, because they're kind of big, and if you just lay them down, they say, wait, look how big that one is. That's a big collard green. This is good eating right here. So you take them, you just lay them down just like this on top of each other, kind of face them the same way. After they've been washed properly, and don't be lazy on washing, because if you are, you're going to end up with sand still in your collard greens, and they're going to be gritty, and it's going to be not very good to eat. Anyway, so you're going to lay them out just like this, and you can get a big stack going. There you are, just like that. And you also, if there's a bad part on the collard green or anything, you want to go ahead and while you're slinging them out one by one. And look, if there's a bad part or something, go ahead and cut it off. But once you get it there, you're going to take them in a stack, just like so. Flip them over, and you're just going to roll them. Roll them into each other. And don't worry about it, and just roll. So you get them just like this. So you got a nice roll. Then you're going to take your knife, not too much, just about 1 inch apart, and just cut it. Just like so. This is going to help you get it down to a more bite-sized piece. You know, I had to put some pressure in there with it to get a big stack like I got. And honey boy, then you want to cut it down the middle. And this is going to make just like the perfect size collard greens for you. And this looks like a lot of collard greens, but they wilt down. And so at this point, they should be already washed and clean, but just for good measure and to make sure that you've got everything done the right way, go ahead and put them in a colander, which if you don't know is a little metal thing that's got some holes in it. They're already chopped up into little bite-sized pieces. Go ahead and stick them under your sink and give them one more rinse. And make sure that they're good and clean, because you do not want any sand in your collard greens at all. Alright, we're going to move along over here, and we're actually going to cook them. So let me dry my hands off real quick. There's a lot of seasonings that you can put in collard greens. Some just choose not to put any, and theirs normally don't taste that great. But some choose a bacon or ham hocks, neck bones. You actually have a variety of meats and things that you could use to season them. I, however, prefer a in particular kind of meat, and that is salt pork. Salt pork is right here. It's kind of like bacon, and you would actually find it in your grocery store where you would find the whole hams and smoked pork chops. You actually don't find it in the bacon section. But this is salt pork, and it is extremely, extremely salted pork. It tastes just like bacon, except really, really salty bacon. So that's why I like to use that, and it's delicious. If you ever need, you know, something really salty, salt pork's the answer to it. What we're going to do, we're going to put just a little oil in the bottom of the pan, because we're going to render the oil out of that, and this will just help it get it going to start with. Get your pan good and hot. Use any kind of oil you want to, it doesn't matter, vegetable or olive oil. And we're going to take and we're just going to lay our salt pork in there when the pan is hot. You should hear it sizzle. I'm making actually a whole pile of collards today, so that's why I have so much salt pork out. You probably would use, only need to use probably 5 or 6 slices. Should do it for you, but because I'm making so much, I'm going to put a little extra in there. So there you go. And what you don't use, you just put in a Ziploc bag in the fridge and you're good to go. And you can come in here and see how that looks. And this is, it's going to be frying, it's going to look nice. And it's going to have some really good flavor out. And once it gets cooking good, you can go ahead and turn it down. You don't, not like a medium-high heat, nothing too major on that. Alright, we'll come right back to you once this gets cooking and we'll get to getting the collard greens in the pot. Thank you. Alright, I think our salt pork is just about done, so we're going to go ahead and put it on a plate. And you just pull it up just like this, back on a paper towel. This is some good stuff right here, y'all. Cooks up good, cooks up crunchy. So like I said, it's extremely, extremely salty. Now what we want to do is we are ready for our collards. I'm going to pull that off for a minute because it's cook on a high heat. We got some collards already chopped up right here. They're already very washed. Make sure when you're putting them in your sink that you get your sink extremely, extremely clean because you don't want anything getting on your collards. What you want to do, this is very important, we're going to steam fry. You don't boil collards. Don't fill your pot up with water. You need to steam fry, and we're going to have a 32-ounce thing of water right here. And the entire time your collards are cooking, you want to keep water right there on hand when you need it. So do not run out of water because if they cook out, you will scorch them, and then you have a whole other mess on your hands. Alright, so we're going to put this back on. We got grease right there, it's hot, and we're going to put our collards in real carefully. They're wet, so you might get hot, so be careful. Once you get them in, come on in, add just some water. You don't want to add the water first because you're going to be adding water to hot grease and you're really going to risk a chance of hurting yourself, so don't do that. Let me sit this out of the way. I'm going to actually get these other collards over here because you're going to see that these are just going to cook down and you're going to need those for the pot. Get your spoon. You kind of want to turn them around. Make sure your hands stay clean so you can do this. And you can load this pot down. And it's just going to wilt down for you. See, it's already wilted down a lot just by stirring it. They will wilt down into nothing. So, in case you're wondering why I had so many colors today, I'm making a bunch of them. So I need them to go far. So we're going to put some more in. Go ahead and get your stove good and hot for this because you can turn it down to a medium-high heat a little bit. So go ahead and put it on high because you want to get this stuff wilted down so you can get it going. And just feel free just to pile it on because this is just going to cook down. Go ahead and add the water in too. That'll be fine. Alright, we're going to put the lid on just for a moment and we'll be right back after it wilts down. Alright, let's check out these greens. They should be about wilted down enough. And they are. So if you see over here, you got, just enough water at the very bottom. Not even, half an inch of water. Just enough to cover the pan and to keep it from burning. I'm going to give it a good stir. Now, do not salt your greens. You do that at the, when they're close to being done. Because if you do, in particular with collard greens, what it's going to do is it's going to